Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Hunter x Hunter. It is episode 8 and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see my reaction, just go down into the descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, let's talk about this episode. As I said, it was a pretty short one. I think it was like 5 minutes less than the most of the others. However, it brings in a very interesting concept. The idea of majority. So a majority vote to get through the test. So we have this trick tower, just the name, trick tower, makes me think there will be more to happen. Because I'm pretty sure it's not just this one fight sequence here we will have. There will be more tests, and I'm kind of waiting for Tompa to be more and more of a problem, and I'm pretty sure he will be. But who knows? Maybe they can bring him somehow to their side. Very unlikely, but if his life is in, I would think he would. So they have 72 hours to reach the base. Which means, additionally, if you are short on time, you will possibly not sleep, which will make it way harder in the end of the 72 hours. I mean, those characters here are all extremely well-trained, athletic, intellectually clever in most cases, and they have already shown that they are above a level of normal humans. I mean, 80 kilometers of running, just saying. So I guess that they are possibly able to go without these nights, without the nights of sleep that you normally would have. So they would be able to miss 2 nights of sleep. Which, by the way, explains why Netero made sure that the flight is delayed a little bit, so Gon has a bit more sleep. Because he knew what the test would be. That was nice, as I said, a nice move, and in looking back at this decision, it's even nicer. Everyone else had more sleep as well. I mean, okay. So that's the one thing. They had to find their way inside. Before that, a climber was eaten. I really would have liked if he would have been able to get down. Why not? I mean, if there's a test, you are designing it for a specific thing, and then you realize there's someone who's able to pass the test because of a unique trait, of a unique skill he has. Being a climber who does not need gear, and I mean, it's still an incredibly high tower he would be climbing down, and it's not an easy task. Why not give him this? I mean, there are other tests, other exams. Nope, he got eaten. So, which, as I already mentioned, some of you commented the fact that on the one hand, we have Gon, who does not really react much to dying people. That's true. But if you see this scene, no one reacted. I mean, it was more like, oh, okay, we cannot go down there. There was just a human being eaten alive. So, yeah, a bit weird. And I ask myself if this is a thing of this world. If in this world, death is somehow not perceived so negatively. Or if it is a thing of the writing, that the writer just did not put it in so much whatsoever. We will see. Maybe we will get a bit of background about the world that might explain this. So they go through the trapdoors, and I have to clearly put the question here on the same page as Leorio, who said, what if there is no number 5 coming down? Truly, let's say, I mean, there are 39 people left. It were 40, the one got eaten, so it's 39. Let's say each of those rooms has 5 persons in it. So there will be one room with only 4. What happens? Are they stuck forever and are starving to death? Or will they be allowed to go just as 4? What would happen there? Good question. And by the way, it's time that they're missing, because thus they had to wait until the slowest one, in this case Tompa, went down with them. He stole them time. Which brings me to, I am not sure if he just saying, may not have done it because he wanted to. Maybe he is aware of this tower, or at least of the option of this tower, and just decided to wait until everyone else was gone to delay some people. If he knew how it works, just saying if. So, I was not surprised about Tompa being with them. The other option I would have thought about was Hisoka, because that would have been interesting. Someone who is very likely an enemy and which they have encountered before. Would have been interesting. But Tompa made way more sense as being the one that just wants everyone to fail. To delay and everyone to fail. So he's fitting in, especially in a test like that you can try to work against others. So, not much of a surprise for me there. They have to choose where to go and everything, all that makes sense. The decision to go to the left or to the right brings in the interesting question. So some of them were aware that if you don't know where to go, in general, people tend to go left. So that's why, knowing that, they decided to go right, thinking the examiner will know that, and thus the left path will be more difficult. And then you are at this typical what came first, the egg or the bird. What if the examiner guessed that you are clever enough to know that, thus would choose the right path, and thus would make the right path harder? This can go endlessly, because you can then say, and we thought about that, that's why we're going left. You know, endless circle. So I think it did not make much difference there. And they arrive at this scene which we have here. So, they explained before, you have to win 3 of 5, however they are, fights. You can give up. So, no, you have to give up. That's even more. You have to give up. And the one that gives up loses a point in the end to the other team. So that's why this deathmatch did not really make much sense. Unless you would say, thus he cannot give up anymore, he loses. But it's not clearly defined in the rules. So Tompa did the right thing and the rules worked for him. I mean, it was pretty clear that he would cheat on his own team. He explained it later on now, as we already guessed, and some of the comments already discussed that with me in the past. He is someone who really doesn't care about being a hunter himself. He just wants to make sure everyone else doesn't get it either. So he's just a dick in the end. And he explained it even better, so he enjoys crushing the hopes, especially of young people. So, I mean, that makes him a very, very unlikable character. And I ask myself if maybe we will see him die in the future somewhere. Although just by being surprised from a series and delighted, it would be an interesting, although very unlikely thing, to see him change. Just saying. I mean, if you could change someone like him to help, that would be a surprise and a great thing, although I think it will not happen. I think he will, well, have either a very painful death or, just drop out. So he lost on purpose by going in. And thus it's 1 point for the enemy team already, who by this have better chances of lowering their time in prison. So far, there seem to be only people in there with major crimes, although I really look forward to the others. So we have Sedukan next, who's going against Gon. Serial Bomber. I think it will very likely not be a fight of physical dominance, so not a melee fight or anything like that, but possibly more one of the minds. I mean, being a serial bomber, he is someone who more worked with the correct destination where to put the bombs, calculating how many people would be around, setting up electronics, stuff like that. So very brain heavy stuff, mental stuff. So I guess he will go for a duel of the wits, duel of the minds, and that's what I'm looking for. And that would be nice because that's something where we have already seen that Gon has a lot of potential in, but we have not seen a real competition there yet. So I look forward to that. Hopefully it is. If it is a melee fight or whatever kind of a direct brawl, I mean, Gon has his, always searching for the word, his weapon. So even if he falls off the platform, he might get back up using that one. So, but as I said, I hope for a duel of the minds. Which brings me to the other people who are still standing there, guessing that he will win one. That means we will need 2 more fights to be won. If they go with high pressure, there will be 1 fight that is lost. So we will have a 2 against 2 points in the end, and the last fight decides. I would like that, because it would mean we would see everyone in whatever kind of a fight. And I really look forward to the last person, the number 5, on the other side. While everyone else is standing, this person was sitting, and more like, I don't care, in the corner. So that might be a really interesting person. And I look forward to it. And just speculating, I mean, what if it is an interesting person we will meet later on again and again? Would be nice to meet an enemy here who in the end later on crosses your path again. I mean, they are delaying them by some hours already. What if one of their enemies is able to be released from prison due to the time that those 5 here need? So, talking about others to fight, I mean, if we would just need 2 more people, the question is, who would we choose not to fight? Normally it would be Tonpa, but he's already through. So, going from a only melee fight, I think I would say Leorio shouldn't go. Because it seems to me like the 3 boys are more talented in fighting. In very different ways. However, if it is about, you know, just the spirit of fighting and wanting to get through, I give it to all of them. They are all capable, they all really want to do it. So Kurapika, Leorio, and Killua are all 3 willing to go the extra mile, in my opinion. I think that's it already. We have 39 more applicants. I'm pretty sure some of them will fail there. We do have a lot of more tests, as we know, so let's see how long this one goes. I guess at least the next episode, I guess more like 2 or 3. That's it from me this time. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.